Oh, so what do we have here? The title of this video is why did this Navy Admiral say that 100-foot sea monster attacked their Navy ship? Now, y'all know what word comes to mind. The M word. Some of y'all don't like me to say it. Some of y'all feel like it doesn't exist, and that's cool for you to think that. But for those of us who still somewhat believe that it's out there, and I'm talking about Megalodon. Now, this don't have to be, but I'm just telling you what it puts me in the mind of thinking. You know what I mean? It could be something completely different, and we won't know until he goes in depth and describes it, hopefully, in this video. But that's what I'm thinking, though. Could we have a Megalodon sighting again? We found the teeth and other things, and different people have seen things. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we're going to get into this video. So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the family, and hit that like button for more content. Let's check this out. Ooh, love that sound.
The USS Stein monster is a mysterious and unexplained phenomenon that occurred in the Pacific Ocean in 1976. The incident has become one of the most famous examples of alleged encounters with unidentified underwater objects, and continues to be the subject of speculation and debate to this day. The USS Stein was a United States Navy destroyer that was conducting routine operations in the Pacific Ocean in 1976. According to reports, the crew of the ship began to experience strange phenomena while on patrol. In 1978, the USS Stein, which was classed as a frigate by the United States Navy, experienced a sudden emergency that caused it to divert its route towards its home base. The radar system responsible for detecting submarine threats stopped functioning abruptly. The ship made its way to dry dock in order to ascertain the cause of the malfunction, with crew members noting that it was likely related to the huge dome that was attached to the front of the ship's hull. Crew members said that this dome weighed over 59,000 pounds. Upon examination of the sonar dome, the engineers discovered an unexpected development. The rubber coating on the dome had been completely torn, causing approximately 8% of the surface to be covered in large tears. According to a Navy publication at the time, the damage, caused by something of significant power, was so severe that some of the gashes were up to 4 feet long. The huge cuts were so big that Navy biologist F.G. Wood was asked to examine the coating in order to explain what had happened. Upon inspection, he observed that the dome's cuts were very deep and concluded that the markings matched that of a massive squid.
Now, we have something that we know is massive, but not only massive, strong. Like very strong. In order to damage that, it had to be powerful. Bro, we don't know what's swimming around in these waters out here, man. Sheesh.
Cuts were very deep and concluded that the markings matched that of a massive squid. The issue with this explanation is that in order for these cuts to have been created by a squid, the creature in question had to be around 45 meters or 150 feet long. The Navy publication further added that the creature's huge size has never been seen before by scientists, but did say that this could have been an undiscovered species. As of right now...
So not only is it huge, strong, and evasive, deadly combination, dangerous combination.
But did say that this could have been an undiscovered species. As of right now, the largest squid species is the giant squid. These deep-sea creatures are known for their massive size, with some individuals reaching lengths of up to 43 feet or 13 meters, and weights of up to 600 pounds. The giant squid has a reputation as a fearsome predator, with long, powerful tentacles and sharp beaks that allow it to capture and consume a wide variety of prey, including fish, crustaceans, and other squid. Despite their size and power, however, giant squids are notoriously elusive, with very little known about their behavior or life cycle in the wild. The first recorded sighting of a giant squid by humans was in 1673, off the coast of Norway. The sighting was made by a group of sailors who observed a large, mysterious creature attacking their ship. The creature was described as having long, tentacle-like arms and a large, bulbous head, and was said to be so large that it could wrap its arms around the ship. Over the years, there have been many other reported sightings of giant squids, although few have been confirmed or documented. In some cases, giant squids have been found washed up on beaches, providing scientists with valuable specimens for study. In other cases,
If that's the only way we gonna see them, then they gonna do a lot of damage before. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we only see them after they die, that ain't good. That ain't good at all, bro.
Scientists with valuable specimens for study. In other cases, giant squids have been captured by fishermen or deep-sea researchers, providing an opportunity to study the creatures up close. Despite these occasional encounters, however, much about the biology and behavior of giant squids remains a mystery. Their deep-sea habitat and elusive nature make them difficult to study, and many questions remain unanswered about their life cycle, behavior, and role in the ocean ecosystem. Those who investigated the large markings found on the USS Stein's sonar dome suggested that the squid responsible for causing them was likely one of the largest specimens swimming around in the ocean. Others suggested that the squid responsible may have had an extreme deep-sea gigantism. Deep-sea gigantism is a phenomenon that refers to the tendency of some marine animals to grow to larger sizes in the deep sea than their counterparts in shallower waters. This trend has been observed in a wide range of species, from giant squid and octopuses to certain species of crustaceans and fish. There are several factors that may contribute to deep-sea gigantism, though the exact causes are still not fully understood. One of the most commonly cited explanations is the concept of oxygen limitation. In the deep sea, the availability of oxygen is much lower than in shallower waters, which may limit the growth and metabolic activity of some organisms. This may lead to a selective advantage for larger individuals, as they have a greater surface area to volume ratio and may be better able to extract oxygen from the water.
I remember them breaking that down and explaining to us about the dinosaurs. They said the dinosaurs, the reason why they got so big and massive was because of the oxygen level and quite possibly the temperature at the time. But I think it was more so the oxygen levels caused them to be that enormously huge and tall and just walk around like that dominant, that big of a species. It was the oxygen. So to hear that it could possibly be also the reason why we have these huge squid and possibly at one point in time megalodon and that could be still swimming around. And other things, it's the oxygen level. So paying attention to how they are now, and if they start increasing, we may start seeing an influx of giant animals walking around and spawning out of nowhere.
Another factor that may contribute
crazy
to deep-sea gigantism is the abundance of food. In the deep sea, food can be scarce and sporadic, and animals that are able to consume large amounts of food when it is available may have a selective advantage. This may explain why some species of deep-sea crustaceans, such as giant amphipods and isopods, have evolved to grow to such large sizes. In addition to these ecological factors, there may also be evolutionary and genetic factors at play in deep-sea gigantism. Some scientists have suggested that the unique environmental conditions of the deep sea may have led to the evolution of specific adaptations that promote larger body size. For example, the extreme pressure and darkness of the deep sea may favor animals with larger eyes, which could help them to locate prey and navigate in their environment. Despite the ongoing debate about the exact causes of deep-sea gigantism, there is no doubt that this phenomenon is one of the most fascinating and mysterious aspects of marine biology. The fact that so many different species have evolved to grow to such large sizes in the deep sea suggests that there may be some common ecological and evolutionary factors at play. In recent years, advances in technology have allowed scientists to study deep-sea organisms more closely than ever before, using submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, and other tools to explore the depths of the ocean. These efforts have yielded new insights into the biology and behavior of deep-sea organisms, and have helped to shed light on some of the mysteries of deep-sea gigantism. As our understanding of the deep sea continues to grow, it is likely that we will learn even more about the fascinating creatures that inhabit this mysterious and little understood environment. Whether we are studying giant squid, colossal crustaceans, or other deep-sea giants, the mysteries of deep-sea gigantism continue to captivate and inspire scientists and enthusiasts alike.
In order for us to do that and start studying, we need to figure out what attracted that squid, possibly a squid or whatever it was, whatever that huge creature was. What attracted it to the Navy ship? We need to start there. Then we can figure out, okay, this possibly did it. Then we can use that as a possible way to bait it up and then start seeing, you know what I mean, what this is, figuring out what this is, because we could be completely off. What if it's not a squid? What if it's some type of fish? What if it's some type of shark? What if it's some type of, you know what I'm saying? We need to figure this out before some lives get lost.
Continue to captivate and inspire scientists and enthusiasts alike. Over the years, there's been many stories of sailors encountering mysterious sea creatures.
See?
The crew of the fishing vessel, the Voyager, had heard the stories of giant squids that roamed the depths of the ocean, but they never thought they would encounter one themselves. That all changed one stormy night in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The crew was on a routine fishing trip, hoping to bring in a big catch to sell at the market back home. The waves were high and the winds were fierce, but they had weathered many storms before and were confident in their abilities. As they were pulling in their nets, they suddenly felt a jolt that rocked the entire ship. They quickly realized that something large and powerful had collided with the hull of the ship. At first, they thought it might be a rogue wave or a submerged object, but as they looked over the side of the ship, they saw a massive tentacle wrapped around the hull. The tentacle was covered in suction cups that clung to the metal of the ship, and it was clear that whatever was attached to it was not letting go. The crew sprang into action, grabbing whatever tools they could find to try and pry the tentacle loose. But as they worked, they realized that this was no ordinary creature.
I'd have been panicking, bruh. Told y'all we should have got a bigger boat, man. This thing finna capsize this whole boat with us on it. Like, man, I'm at the point where now, only time I want to get in the ocean is if it's on a cruise ship. I need a big carnival ship. If it's something that bigger than that can take that down, then okay. At that point in time, then I never need to go back out there. But from now on, strictly something the size of a carnival ship for me. Yeah, not at all. This thing sounds like a regular boat. It's taking it down with ease.
But as they worked, they realized that this was no ordinary creature. The tentacle was thicker than any they had ever seen before, and it was attached to something enormous, lurking just below the surface. Suddenly, the ship was hit again, this time with even more force. The crew could feel the ship struggling under the strain of the massive creature that was attacking it. They could see the shadowy form of the creature moving just below the surface, and it was clear that it was not going to let them go without a fight. The crew quickly realized that their only hope was to try and outmaneuver the creature, to use their speed and agility to avoid its attacks.
Okay.
They were forced to make quick turns and evasive maneuvers, dodging the tentacles as they slashed through the water. The ship's hull was battered and bruised, but they refused to give up. After several hours of intense chase, the crew finally managed to outmaneuver the creature and break free from its grasp. They looked back at the dark shape disappearing into the depths, feeling a mixture of fear and awe at the power of the massive creature. The crew returned home with a newfound respect for the mysteries of the ocean and a sense of gratitude for having survived their encounter with the giant squid.
I bet they did.
From that day on, they never ventured out to sea without remembering the lessons they had learned and the dangers that lay hidden in the depths below.
Or a bigger boat.
The Kraken is a legendary sea monster that has been the subject of myths and stories for
That's the name of it. I kept trying to rack my brain to figure out the Kraken is the legendary squid, right? I couldn't think of the name for nothing.
The Kraken is a legendary sea monster that has been the subject of myths and stories for centuries.
Yes.
According to legend, the Kraken is a massive creature that dwells in the depths of the ocean, capable of pulling entire ships beneath the waves with its tentacles. The origins of the Kraken can be traced back to Scandinavian folklore, where it was known as the Kraker, a term that referred to any large and dangerous sea creature. The earliest references to the creature date back to the 12th century, where it was described as a giant crab or lobster that could crush ships with its massive claws. Over time, the legend of the Kraken evolved and expanded, with new tales and descriptions of the creature emerging in different parts of the world.
That's normal.
In some accounts, the Kraken was said to be so large that it could wrap its tentacles around a ship and pull it under the water. In others, it was described as having a massive serpentine body that could crush boats and sailors with ease. Despite the many variations of the Kraken legend, there are a few common themes that run throughout the stories. For one, the Kraken is typically portrayed as a fearsome creature, capable of wreaking havoc on ships and sailors alike. It is also often depicted as an ancient and mysterious creature, with many legends suggesting that it has been lurking in the depths of the ocean for thousands of years. One of the most famous descriptions of the Kraken comes from the writings of 18th century naturalist Carl Linnaeus. In his book Systema Naturae, Linnaeus described the Kraken as a massive creature with arms that were as thick as a ship's mast, capable of pulling entire vessels under the water. Although Linnaeus was a respected scientist, his description of the Kraken was likely based on folklore and legend, rather than actual scientific observation.
Okay, so if we're gonna say that, let's just say, okay, it's based off of folklore and everything. I still want to know the statistics of the amount of boats that go missing per year. You know what I mean? Just let's see that. And then let's start to look up some more statistics out there. You know what I mean? How many of them go missing? How many of them are found? If they're found, what shape? Boat accidents, like the one they talked about in the beginning of the video. Are we seeing similarities in some of the damage? And could we draw a conclusion that it's some type of squid with incredible strength? Like, let's start, if we're gonna make this statement about it being folklore, then okay, let's look at some of the facts and make sure that we're gonna lean towards it being folklore before we just say that and people continue to go out there in the ocean and risk their lives and don't know that something could be out there as massive as something like a Kraken. What is it? Kraken? I want to say crackling for some reason. I don't know why, but let's just make sure. Let's look at some statistics first.
Despite the fact that the Kraken is considered a mythological creature, there have been many reported sightings of strange and unusual sea creatures throughout history that may have contributed to the legend. For example, giant squid and octopuses are real creatures that are capable of growing to enormous sizes and may have been mistaken for the Kraken in some cases. In recent years, advances in technology have allowed scientists to study deep-sea creatures more closely than ever before, and have yielded new insights into the biology and behavior of creatures like the giant squid. These efforts have helped to demystify some of the legends and stories surrounding the Kraken, and have given us a better understanding of the fascinating creatures that inhabit the depths of the ocean. As of right now, the Kraken is a fascinating and enduring legend that has captured the imaginations of people around the world for centuries. Whether it is a real creature or simply a product of myth and legend, the Kraken continues to captivate and inspire us with its tales of mystery and wonder. So, what do you make of these stories involving mysterious creatures? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
I know I'm never the person as quickly or as quick as everyone else is to run to, oh, it's just a myth. Oh, it's just folklore. Oh, it's just an urban legend. That's just never me, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather err on the side of caution and be like, and respect it. Like, I have tremendous respect for that ocean. And I'm not going to, especially when we haven't discovered it. How much have we only researched of the ocean? What, 3%, 5%, 8%, something like that? Of the ocean has been discovered? So how can we make such a bold statement? Why? Because it seems outlandish, because it's saying that people are saying it's taking down boats and stuff like that. Yeah, stories grow. That could be true or false. We don't know. You know what I mean? But I do want to look at some, like I said earlier, some statistics of what's going on in the ocean. How many boats go missing and we never hear from them again each year? Stuff like that. What area? What location? Let's look at the damages, like I said, on these boats. See what's tearing them up. Are they similar? Like, let's just not rule things out. Let's not rule things out. No, no. Like I said, man, you talking to a person that still thinks Megalodon's out there. And I'm not playing about that. I'm dead serious. I think it's out there. So when I hear the Kraken, I ain't gonna just sit here and think, okay, no, it's not possible. No, if we're gonna say dinosaurs once roamed the earth, then why couldn't something as big as that, a giant squid? Why is that so far-fetched? I just don't think it is. But just because we haven't seen it, but they told you they're real evasive and elusive. So there you have it. That's all I'm saying. Listen, y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know what you think and thought of this video, man. A Navy Admiral said it. So he's risking his reputation, possibly his job, if he's not retired, if he's still in the Navy. Then why would he come out and risk everything to say something outlandish? Got to think about that. That's all I'm saying. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.